So this is very good for Kiriachi and company to steal away this entire lead. These guys are masterminds, staying hidden at the best point in the whole circle.
Also, in the shadows, in the low ground, it is Cam the top three, and they could get a victory royale that's been escaping them. They've been getting the consistent placements, but that would be a big-time momentum going into Game 12. And now that the momentum's not on their side, and you hear Storm Surge, it's a looming, it's a coming, and right now they're in the first moving. They're on the front side here. This duo is definitely going to have to find a refresher. They're going to need it right now because their light is slowly dwindling.
Gonna be in fourth place. Only two teammates have to make the move. They have a little bit of zone position so they can take their time. Just dealing with Storm Surge right now. They need to get some damage down. 13 people need to go before that 7th zone closes in.
Nothing.
First target, right for save it. But yeah, nada, no shots. Where will they look? Down below. It's fully built. Up above, if they edit, they might get shot. This is a troubling puzzle. It might be Janice who has a solution for it. Doesn't matter. We tune in to the bigger picture. Kiriachi up top. Look at it. They're looking for complete control. Tayson flies by. They have height. They might just win EU and get ahead in this game alone. Kiriachi cannot find Aryan, and he goes straight for the dive. But look, Stormy, he stops Koro from taking that high ground again. They've blocked one retake, but they're going to have to do it so many times. It's just the 6th zone.
You gotta watch out. Usually Queasy kind of sends a kind of distraction up there, and the other trio kind of cranks up there, but that distraction may be a little too early for what they wanted to do. Yeah, there it is. Queasy Trilix, the distraction was there. Turkey and Trilix are taking Stormy right. He's losing height. He got his shield cracked, and right now Kiriachi is doing what he can to get up to his trio mates to help out, to give him back up, but Stormy right gets knocked, and now it's up to Kiriachi and Choose. The distraction play has been so strong all weekend, and the defending FNCS champions here as Tayson takes on hand, and Tayson is gone, eliminated, lobbied.
Every single trio spinning and clashing against each other. The sparks fly. Kiriachi, his momentum still going strong. Needs a little bit more torque, though, to get out of this situation. Still on the zone. One flopper and a pad in play. Juice is all the way ahead. It's a solo game now. Player wants player own. He's still pushing all the way up on second height. 2 HP.
I'm gonna turn off the video so you're more concentrating on like the thing.
Chance with a new high ground wave.
I don't want to see Cammy setting Teak in this low ground here. So yes, people from the bottom of the board, in the middle of the board right here, like Janice here, going for the med kit play. Now he's going to have opportunity to hit someone from the backside. And we see Savage right there in the low ground too. Janice here, a solo FNCS champion, is going to try to clutch, and this is a big moment for their run. If they could get a decent amount of points, that's going to set them up for that striking distance game 12 here. It's the FNCS EU, and 4ZR closes out that story with a blast.
4ZR with the end of Lex next squeeze is 8th place, 2 away from where Genesis was. Future Staffing default though, they're not done. They fell down to 10th place and they want to come back all the way towards the top 5. Trippern taking out the trio. Now Fractured, Cracks and Hottie will have to operate alone. That's where things are kind of tricky inside that 9th zone. We'll see what they do. Have that SMG to use. It's purple, will do a lot of damage. The first pump shot will not be that big of a hit though. Up against Savage's walls. Tricky fight, blocks one shot, goes for another, but no! Silence before he can speak! Cracks gets taken down.
Wow, Savage right now is putting on a show, but Hottie is still up, and when Hottie occupies a space, but Sapphic from the high ground is putting the pressure, and this is another appearance from Sapphic Default and Patrick there, putting on the brakes on everyone down below, but Andalix hits them as well, and Dreda gets knocked out of nowhere. Ref's guard, yes! Savage, Ref's guard, they are doing their thing, but I gotta say, Andalix is like squeezed in a 2v3 battle between Patrick Default and Sapphic. This is gonna be another victory out for them, for Savage and Patrick.
Every time they have height, they don't lose. X-Squeeze and Alex. This is a battle to see who's going to be higher in top 5. He has a backside entrance to the zone. Lands a few shots on the Sapphic. Not enough to actually get things going. And Alex, he's taking lots of Storm 2. X-Squeeze down. 1v2. We've seen Andalex do it before. Faded by the Siphon. Expert movement from Default for another victory royale for the Cyber Legacy-centric trio.
That is a huge development right there for Game 11 to get the second victory royale, considering that they were coming into this match and 10th place here. And like I mentioned, a lot of zeros is on the line as well. So that's going to put them closer and closer to that top 5 and that big prize money in the top 3, and maybe ultimately closer to that line share of the #1 spot. But Shia, we got one more.
Yeah, I feel like in EU, everyone was kind of slurping on the top 5 in that game. They got taken out immediately, and then it was up to 10th, 8th to 7th to make that comeback. So now things are even closer.
Listen, it's happening. It's happening. It's happened every time in the qualifier semifinals. The top 3, and that time the top 5 went down early. They go down, and all of a sudden, the people in the middle of the pack move it up. This is going to be a crazy finish, and I'm going to need Levin, Reese, and Zeke to let us know how close it's going to.
I can't believe you dashed just ripped that out. Game like 11 of the emphasis finals. Look, it is getting crazy. It is getting very, very crazy. Look, we had a game where that was incredibly stacked. You look going into like the last stage of the game, majority of the people on the bottom of the leaderboard, all knocked, all gone, all of the top contenders, and then all of a sudden they all start falling one by one, and you get the Safik default getting another victory out, and that's huge for them. That is very huge because they were sitting in 10th, like Sancho said, but they were close in terms of points. Like we talked about the fine margins before, so this is the kind of game you need to have going into that final game.
And what's interesting, like you already mentioned, right? Those top 5, top 6 teams went out, but this was a battle between the teams in 9th, 10th, and 11th. So because it was looking so close going into the final games between like 7 teams, 6, 7 teams, now I've had a peep at the leaderboards, and before we see it, I'm going to tell you, this is much more close going into this final game. Like, this is intense.
That's right, guys. There's a few things we want to talk about before we can get there. But we got to talk about this top 3, right? Because we cannot forget first place walks away the Axe Champion $300,000. Now, which of these top 3 are fighting at the top? Talk me through it.
Well, look, Kamisei and Teak, didn't have the day they would have wanted to have yesterday. Of course, there was only the 4th game, so not much opportunity to prove themselves. But today, it's been a completely different story, Reese. They have been phenomenal thus far.
Yeah, they've been so good. They've been the 2nd highest points so far out of anyone on this day, which is crazy. But Stompy, Nebs, and Pink, we saw obviously the crazy clutch. I'm so glad we actually get to rewatch this right here in this package from Stompy to pick up the victory in the 1st or 2nd game of the day as well. They've been on fire. Same with yesterday. Obviously, they were one of our leaders, top 3, and they're still in the running now too.
Yeah, and of course, Kiriachi, Tusa, Stormy, right, who been just unplayable. Like, regardless of what happens at this stage in the tournament, these guys can honestly look back at this as an all-time performance of any team from their region. And they are still in first place going into that final game. Kiriachi, Stormy, and Tusa sitting high above, but when you look at the rest of the teams, look at how many teams are tied on 242 points. That is absolutely ridiculous. Like, that isn't...
Is that a record?
That shouldn't be a thing.
I think so. Hold on, 1 second. Production, staleness for a second, please. Right, I'm not fussing with the other page right here. We have to look at this. 262, 252, 251. Then those 4 teams tied on 242. Look how close this. Literally anyone on this page can win. It's obviously a little bit less likely for Restar's team at the bottom being a little bit further apart. But if we see Kiriachi, Stormy Right, and Toos going down early, this shakes up everything and leaves it wide open for any of these teams to pick up first. The comeback from Andalex, 4ZR, and X-Squeeze that we have seen today has been astronomical.
Man, I don't know what I've watched today. Today's just been an absolute cluster in my head of just Fortnite proportion. I don't really understand how Andalex is all of a sudden just sitting in 2nd place going into the final game, but nevertheless they're there, and I'm going to accept that for what it is. But like you said, the second, for them, I'm sure Kiriachi and his fans will be hoping he doesn't go down early, but if that team does go down early, yeah, we got a good 25.5 minutes coming up, I'll tell you that much.
Just to add to this, Andalex's team had 50 points day number 1, 22nd place. 22nd place, and now they are in 2nd. Incredible, honestly.
Absolutely insane. This is it, Fortnite fam. 266 is the number to beat. Watch that number in the bottom left, that little badge that is going to let us know which team is coming out on top. One final game, and it could go any which way. Sancho West and Wach will be talking us through this final game before we crown our trio's champion. So, friends, take it away.
10 teams on the biggest region in the world. When you start your Fortnite journey, you dream of a chance like this. $1.5 million plus on the line up for grabs, and one final game for a team to come out on top. It's Wach and Sancho West leading you through this crazy concoction of a leaderboard. And Sancho, I don't know which way it's going to go.
One game, it's all it takes. This is it. The top 10 are all in the running here. And it is game 12 of the EU region. And what a scary situation right now for Nespeak and Stumpy. They've been going against the instigators, and now this is a battle happening here at the gas station. It's all on the line here. Backfeed is just trying to fight for money, while Stumpy, Nebs, and Peak are trying to fight for glory. And they get a couple of knocks right then and there, but oh no! In the feed, Savage gets knocked and eliminated as well. One of those top 10s. Child, this elimination feed is just gonna come with a lot of drama, man.
Stompy's getting set up by a trap from Hydro in a bush. We have to go over to Steamy Stacks to look at this team in 10th place. But a chance to be there, get taken out. It looks like Ref's Guard is the last one to go down. Savage in 10th place, frozen in time, 228 points. Will only fall further, but what a chance and what a battle they had coming all the way to this point today inside the finals of EU.
This is what it's all about. In moments like that, clashes like that, every moment matters. I always said that one win and all it takes, but literally one build is all it takes. One shot is all it takes. It feels like we're watching a high-stakes reboot round in our hands. Reboot rounds in the previous was just for a right to play for $1,000, but now it's hundreds of $1,000 on the line. I feel like a victory royale there. This is the ultimate win condition.
Well, I feel like Nebs might have stumbled across another llama, maybe? No. It's a pad that comes here. I was looking at something different that might have been running on the road. Maybe they even missed it, but we'll see. This is third place that just held on to their seat by the skin of their teeth. Like 251 points, tied with Andolex at 252, 11 and Reach the right way. They started with 50 on the day. Nebs landing a crazy sniper shot, but cannot confirm it. Remember, at this point, every elim matters, worth 2 points. It can make the difference between how far you push and where you end up in the feed. Benji's still fighting against Shashi's trio. They go toe-to-toe, blow for blow. Kind of casualties on both sides, but no one actually winning up the fight just yet. Lots of trios to tune in with all around the map. Here's Andalex's landing over at Misty Meadows, question marks all throughout the entire prep for this broadcast. Will the Septos or Fastoroki kind of influence the way they play this game? Looks like Benji Fishy is down for the count in this final game. Shadow and Joe might follow very soon, but there's still time for a little bit of a clutch. 4-0 and Andalex, though, they have had the run of their lives in day 2 of this FNCS.
And they did it before, but it was Andalex who did it last season. He was on the bottom of the board, but he only stopped at the top 10. But now with the new trio mates, I gotta say, I haven't seen a new trio literally form in the qualifiers be able to make it this far. This just shows you how great this decorated trio can be. And Andalex right now, we already talked about the 4-time for tasting this, but Andalex right here could get his second FNCS championship.
See if he pushes forward. 2 teams already down. Looking at the structure of where the zones are going to, it'll be slightly north. We've seen multiple teams at very tricky times, and High Ground just went out all the way towards these northern zones. That's trouble for Analex and Sweet Sports Jar, who we've seen today. It's going to operate off of low. That's trouble for a lot of teams, because that means you're going to have to fight all the way till the 9th zone and put everything on the line. You can't just hide and pass by, play super consistent. This is where you go all out.
Patrick's tactical default have been making appearances at in-game, solving their rotations. They're not hiding right now, because now they have all eyes on them, considering that they just got a victory royale, and it looks like Shadow is going to be eliminated there. So Benji's trio now is on the ropes. We've seen Red Rush is going all through.
Yeah, and this trio is kind of the introduction to the 4-way tie we have on the board right now. All just etched in at 242 points.
And yeah, the other trios are Hottie, Janice's, and Cammy's trio all right there. And Floki, the Clement Deceptos are right behind him with 237. Vino, Tayson, and Reason at 235, of course, 10th place. Unfortunately, the fan favorite, Savage, eliminated out there in standing stacks and early engagement.
Oh
man.
Up against Reason, and I'm not sure what's happened in this fight or why this man is 1v3, but there are the teammates. Fear in Bayan's heart as the pinch starts to get set up. They need Surge, and this was their backup plan since the start of the day. You can see how close things are. 1st to 10th, as close as 1st to 5th were last season. So this fight means a lot to separate Tayson and this team from the pack.
Shots ringing through. It goes to pad to go up to height. This is what's so scary right now. I mean, these trios, even though, yeah, they're scavenger route trios, they have been putting up a defensive hold right here. And Diablo Bay right now alongside with Ghosty. Vino, no! Oh, no, Vino! Tasting a Reason now without Vino here in a world of trouble. The comeback was here. It was real, but it's running out of gas. And the car is slowly slowing down there, but Tayson with enough destruction to allow Vino to get rezzed by Reason. But these are scary moments that are happening right in front of our eyes.
Tayson has to just hold off the weight of the world right now with all the pressure. Bayon's team's probably going to be looking to delve down after that knock. They stay actually passive though, waiting for this team to make another ult. Vino gets another shot. Reason in the same box. He never misses.
No!
Characteristic. Whiff.
Yes.
There's no way. He gets the Elim at a big cost. 57 HP in
Nice.
the box.
Nice.
Out on Reason. He always clutches. Big shots, and now Tayson's with him. Another man, no, it's his teammate inside. And there's one more person to focus. It's Bayon, who's flying the whole way away, and he should. Because right now, Reason, he's putting everything into overdrive. He wants to stay in this game.
Was that a Chuck Cannon there as well? That's going to be a nice way to get back into a fighting stance right there. But Reason with the quick flip of the stairs is able to keep on trucking. Now we go to Janice and Chappers coming into this fight. 6th place on one of those 242 ties. So we're going to do our best to keep an eye here. Yes, Zeke was right. Keep an eye on that golden number, but that number is not going to be, that's just for day 2. Listen to me and Shio. We're going to do our best to keep you up to speed with everything that's developing with this engaging leaderboard. This is literally the 8th game all of our competitors have been working with. This is the final game right here to determine who is going to be the EU FNCS champions. And what I've been enjoying right now, him, Janice, and Chapix, they're getting better. They're getting like hot at the right time. And all that is missing from that trio is a victory royale. And wow, what a way to do it with style if they want to get one here in game 12.
Kriashi needs to go down, and then they need like 10 more points on top of that. We know that Kriashi plays really well all the way towards the end of the game, so it should be the VR that will separate them from everyone else. Right now, Reason getting pushed, or no, actually looking for that last elimination, because every single Elim matters. This is 2 free points that have pushed forward even closer to placement. So let's see exactly what this trio does. I want to overstay because there's no meds for Vino to get back into the game. Have to find the med kit ASAP.
I'm just trying my best to keep an eye on everything that is happening here. This is going to be one of those moments, yes, that Chuck Kennedy were able to get here. Where is Andalix here? Okay, there is Andalix. We could all breathe this in a little moment here. But X-Force trio that's been right behind them, been piggybacking on their way here. Very dangerous attempt here for tags. You don't know what kind of mindset is X-For in. We did see that Arsenal was able to get a victory out here in the set of games, so that in itself is a victory. But right now we're watching probably one of the greatest comebacks as well. Tayson, Vino, and Reason are on the same kind of path here. But this team was kind of, they were in the water, man. They were not good. They had, no one was just counting them out. They were all just, we were just like basing off their success and what they did last season, that they could make a comeback, but they actually did it. And here they are.
For the points they have and the way they've played so far, Riyashi's team has a 20% chance, basically, of just taking away the entire title with the lead, the consistency we've seen. Few teams on kind of the same wavelength, all the way down to top 10. At the bottom being around 2%. We'll see exactly who can shove in.
Oh, I was going to say here, man, Kirachi could have gotten an easy elimination. That would have been really big 2 points right there. And they have been in this position before. We've seen this rotation happen time and time again in the Chapter 2 Season 7. They park right here, pit stop, and they take beams at anyone rotating from the south side here. We did see Expert here on the left side. Look at this free rotation. They're making their way through. Looks like Patrick does not see them. Because if they did, they would slow them down and beam them. But everything matters here. Every base up matters here. Default, Safik, and Patrick, I got to hand it to them. They're one of those ones that have been operating underneath the radar here, and I've been liking their improvement throughout the time here. I'm finding that this entire region is just getting hot at the same time. I can't believe that game 12, I just feel like last time it was a 2-horse race, but literally we have the whole field, the top 10 in the running here. And all it takes is a pop-off game to get you in the running, and that has happened. Game 1, the big 5-0. So don't go anywhere. This is it. Like Levin said, 25 minutes, and we're going to get one of the best finishes of the history of Fortnite.
This is the 4th place tied perspective. Next to 1st place towards Putrix line of sight. Everyone on Cuff Splits just gathering info. Default trio ahead of Surge at the moment, so don't have to over edit for anything really. But as we go towards that 5th zone, we'll have to get probably around maybe 100 or 200 more damage to be able to do it on rotations. Based off right now, there's no sense in really taking shots at anyone's builds.
I'm glad you say that, because that means it's a great sign for Kirachi. I mean, Kirachi's right there. He's just chilling. Who knows if he needs Storm Surge tags, but basically that just means no shots are going to be sent this way. All those trios are content. They understand. They don't want to take any more risks, because literally any open edit, as we're seeing here, that Tripper gets an elimination on Malibuka. So Tripper may just right there broke that 4-way tie with just that elimination in itself. But that's when it comes down to it. We've been seeing time and time again. You open up your edit, you go for a window edit, you get greeted with a sniper bullet. And right now, you do not want a sniper shot to slow you down, because every rotation is definitely going to matter here. The sniper shot whizzes right by Chapix. Chapix gets a free haircut as they come right to the top of the Guardian Tower, and they're going to base up there. But that was just one of those moments. Look at this. So these are my favorite moments of Game 12, when the board settles out the action with this is it. Top of the board, right looking down at each other.
Everyone side by side, and last season we wrapped it up at Steamy Stacks. Looks like for this one we're going to be at Pleasant Park for this end game. Lots of natural low ground for teams to be able to space apart and operate. Going to be tough though.
That's 6th and 3rd place right there. 6th and 3rd place.
Tied 4th and 3rd. These guys are tied for 4th, right?
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
they're
That's right.
literally
True. Maybe tiebreakers, maybe, you know, that puts it in the thing, but yes, you are.
Yeah. It's going to be really tough, the pressure on Hangen as Chapix here, because not only are they trying to win everything, they're literally tied right now. If these other teams are alive, they're not moving anywhere in placement.
I gotta point out, Vino is back. Vino got rebooted. He is here. He's back.
Nice. So the aggression that Jason's team took.
I'm sorry, it's the they're still on their feet. They're fighting as a trio. I'm thinking of 8-11. Okay. Work with me here. We're running here. We're gonna finish this strong. Baby.
We're chilling. Nice choice of time for Hangen as Chapix to move as well. This is sick. Everyone else is kind of worrying, waiting, steady. He's driving. Janice flying. Want to get into Pleasant, take these houses fast. Move over here to recuperate a lot of the materials they might have lost from their previous builds. Then after that, they want to get a little bit more central. They can always go back to houses they've owned before. Vino, Reese, and Tayson might just be operating off of momentum. On ZQ's walls, even if you don't get contested off spawn, there are demons waiting to fight you. And this one will be in the shape of Vino. It'll be tough to actually see through this metal. You might see a shot at such a jerky. No way. Last season's FNCS champions on a lifeline as Vino starts to chase. I'm not sure where the teammates are right now, but they really have a drop down on all sides.
I literally think Jerky's by himself here. I saw a couple of knocks on the feet in this engagement earlier. That Queasy went down, and yes, Tayson eliminates Jerky. The defending FNCS champions have been eliminated. Letting the gravity of the situation set in. FNCS champions defending gone and out. They had a lot of opportunities to get into the running. They had a lot of high ground retakes. They showed what they can do. It's just too many trios nipping at the heels, bringing them down. So now we will be able to crown a new trio here. It may be something where we get a repeat champion, but a new trio will win the Axe of Champions in the lion's share of $1 million. It's game 12 of an 8-game set that we've had all day today, and now you're looking at the eyes of someone that could do it. Stompy, Nebs, and Pig, I told you! You open up the wall, you try to take a shot through the window, and all of a sudden, a sniper shot comes through, and the body shot makes Stompy have to retreat back again. But if anyone else wants to be aggressive here, that's how close it could get. A couple of meters higher, and that's a headshot, and that trio is going to have to dip into a lot more than just a couple of pots and minis.
Just one trio, the green one still waiting all the way, and Storm is trying to hold everyone here back, and Sean's house is on fire. He goes down as a result. Hen got
get out. Get out.
Their feet also going to feel the heat. They got to get out as fast as possible. Andy taken out from the pressure of the whole lobby. Pink is looking this way, having a say in what goes down inside this 5-way fight. Hen, this just looks so bad. He needs to get out of here. Fire on all sides. It's dark. Nowhere to move. And it's hard to come by. But they get to survive with minimal damage.
And look out, Tayson gets a knock on L there right there. So the ties have been broken at that 242. 4 teams are at that tie there. But as Tayson is coming out the rear here to make an appearance and maybe could get a say if he could come back and be that 4-time FNCS champion.
Definite possibility, but they'll have to break the tie first and then take the entire win. It's looking like whoever's going to win the FNCS today might just be the Victory Royale winner from this game. This is going to be like a reboot type beat for the whole lobby, but at the same time, such a lead has already been put down for Kiriachi, Stormright 2, for Andalex, 4-Zarek, Squeeze. They're kind of a little bit ahead of the pack, and they might just be able to have one good, consistent game, a top 3 finish, and stay ahead of everyone in the lead.
I'm looking at the bottom of the mini-map right there. Kiriachi just had another trio glide in. If we could take a peek at what's happening with Kiriachi, he's on the bottom side of the safe zone. And if that's going to happen here, there's too many people near him that could cause him to fall out of that first spot. If he goes down here, that's what's going to open up the door for everybody to come through. I'm really worried for them because I don't think that they're in, and there's a lot of arrows surrounding them. We got to get eyes on Kiriachi.
XP Sports are Andalex, 207 points on the day. Overall, to start this game, 252. They're about 14 behind everyone overall. Amplify's moved in. Default looking for a high ground position. Ghosty pushing the limit. Stormy, Kiriachi, and Toos are just fine. On vacation on the shoreline.
Great.
Ahead of everyone right now. 514 points. 266 to start the game. They're looking to hold on to the lead.
So smart. They were normally there and they just rotated a little bit more to the right. So what a great smart rotation into the safe zone. Gave me a mini heart attack here to see the first place, but now we're back on board with the second place team. That you can take a look here at the half in and half out. They get a little bit of a mini pool that they navigate through. There's a lot of trios there, but hey, Stormstar's just got 9 players have to go down here. Toos picks up some eliminations here, but as Squeeze, Andalex, and 4ZR are way below that